Hello everybody. Today's video we are going to see a simple problem. Again it's on the beginner's level and we are going to solve it using Python programming language. The problem objective is you have to get three integer values from the user and the three values should be unique and you have to display smallest and the greatest number of the entered three numbers. So for example, if you entered 55, 999, number 33 is the smallest and the greatest number is 999. So this is the objective. Three numbers are entered and we have to find the smallest and the largest number. So it's for a beginner level program, and what you can take away from this simple program is that you can get to know about relational operators. There is a logical operators also we can get to know, and precedence of operators between relational and logical, and the conditional control statements, if, elif, and we are going to use nested also. Let us code. So we have to get three numbers from the user. So first thing is get three numbers from the user. So I am just going to give a input. It will return a string. So we have to convert it to integer. We are converting to integer. Then b equal to, again three numbers we are going to get, and c equal to. So these statements will get three numbers. If you want to give some messages, we can give enter first number, in this way. Three numbers are got from the user as a input values, and they are stored in A, B, C. So first we are going to look at a simple way to find the biggest number. That is, we can just directly write if A greater than B and A greater than C. Then you can just say print greatest number is A. This is a very simple way to do directly. We can check for B is greater than C, and B is greater than A. Then the greatest is B. The same way we can do it for C also. I just put since we are entering unique numbers, then obviously this will be print. You can just say greatest is C. There is no need for elif because you are entering unique numbers. As per the objective, we are just going for unique numbers. So in this case, if A is not the biggest and the B is also not the biggest, then obviously C will be the biggest. So here you see elif, if this means there should be a condition. For else there should not be a condition. There is a if word. If it is there, then there should be the elif contains if. So you need to give. So in this case it is one way to do it very simply. So I can just enter 54 or 55. The greatest is 455 it says. It's very simple. And then if you want to find the smallest, again we have to write the whole thing with changing the signs. A less than B and A less than C. Then smallest is A. Likewise we can go. So here between this relational and logical, relational got the more priority. So first it will just solve this A greater than B. It will return a boolean. Then A greater than C. It will return a boolean. Then left side boolean and then right side boolean to AND will be solved. So first relational. If there are many relational, it is going from left to right. So in this case, left this greater than, then this greater than, then AND. It will be in this order it will do. But here we are doing many checking. We can write in a different way. So I will show you how to write in a different way. But this what's good, but a different way will be more efficient in checking with less number of checking. So if I check for A greater than B, first check is A is greater than B or not. If it is true, then it's a nested condition. If it is true, the body is again a one if condition. Then I will check whether A is greater than C. So in this case, if this is true, it will enter here. Okay. Then if this is true, then it will enter this print part. This is the body of this if. Then it will be just, we're going to print greatest is A. Else, see this one? Here we have an indent same. This else belongs to inner if, not the outer. Because the indent, see the vertical indent? Here the vertical indent is same as this if. So this else belongs to this if. So if this fails, A is already greater than B, then only it will come into the body. Here we are checking whether A is greater than C. If it fails, obviously then C is the greatest. C is the greatest. But if it fails here itself, now I am coming to outer if. This is the body of outer if. This one. These two, this single statement. This is a family. If else is a family. This family is a body of this outer if. But if the outer if fails, for example, A is greater than B, we are checking. Else, if that fails, what to do? We have to check with the, if that fails means what? B is bigger than A. That means we have to check B with C. So we have to just put L if B is greater than C. So in this case, I am coming inside this is the body of this else. L if prints, I can just say greatest, which is the greatest here. B is the greatest. So first we are checking here A greater than B. It's false. That means B is greater than A. So it comes here, this L if part, because it's in the same indent. This is the body. The entire body is skipped. Now we will check whether B is greater than C also, because already it's established that B is greater than A. Now if it is greater than C also, then B is the biggest. Else what to say? Else here if it fails here also. Here it fails, that means B is biggest. B is greater than A. Then it is coming here. But B is not greater than C. That means it will fail here too. Then obviously it will come to the else part. Else part we can directly print the greatest is C. Okay. So this will work for finding the greatest number. So now if I enter things like this, 23. Now let us see how this solves this. Now you see this one, 3434. This is the first number. It is compared with the 63,633. Obviously, which is bigger? B is bigger. B is bigger than A, greater than A. That means it fails. So it will not go to this body. It will come to this L if. Now we are checking whether this B number is greater than C. Yes, C is 23. So our B is greater. It will enter, it will print B. The greatest is this one. So if you do again, let us check for where A is greatest or C is greatest. A is 343 and then 45, and this is, so here you see C is the greatest number. First number 343 I am entering, then 45. A is greater than B. Obviously A is greater here as per this. 343 is greater than 45. So it enters this body. Now we are checking whether A is greater than C also. 343 is greater than 45,000. No. That means it goes to the else part. It prints C. That is what this 45454. Okay. So this way we are able to do for greatest number finding. But we are supposed to find smallest number also, the greatest and smallest. So how to do? Do you have to write a separate logic, or we can do writing here itself? Let us see how to do. So for example, when this is true, A is greater than B. If this is true, which is smaller? If this is true, then B is smaller. B is smaller than A. So when I come inside the body, already it is established fact that B is smaller. Okay, B is smaller than A. Now you are checking here for greatest and all. So when you are trying to print greatest here, we will put a check for this smallest also, because here the established fact is B is bigger, B is smaller. That is why it is coming inside. It is true. That means B is smaller than A. Then we just have to find out whether B is smaller than C also. So when it is trying to print this A, after this we will just check. If I can do this checking, if inside this part we can do this, or we can do it outside too. Once this else part is over, this will be taking care of this printing of greatest. Now in this part I can starting a fresh if, but I am still in the body. I am still in the body of this if. The whole thing is a body of this if. So after this printing of greatest in here, I am checking whether this B is smaller than A, already established. If it is smaller than C also, so if B is, or we can just say B is smaller than C, in this case prints smallest, which is smallest, then B is, because I am in the body of if B is smaller than A already. Now the B is smaller than C also, that means smallest is B. Else what to see? B is smaller than A, that is established, but B is bigger than C. It is false. It is false here. Then we are just printing print smallest equal to C. Okay, so you have to see this one. This is a separate family, this if else, and this is a separate family again, because if is a starter, this is breaking, else is a stopping, this if else is over, this if else is fresh. So mutual exclusion happens between these two, and then in here it will happen between if and else. Okay, separately. So now for example, now this is taken care when it comes inside this place. But for example, if it doesn't come inside this if body, that means which is false. Is A greater than B? False. A is not greater, A is smaller. So that means it will come here. A is smaller. A is smaller means it will come here. Now here we are checking for B greater than C, and all it is for greatest checking we are doing. But what is the established fact? A is smaller. Now we have to just here we have to check whether A is smaller than C also. A is smaller than C, because after printing this one, if A is smaller than C, then print smallest is A. A we are doing. Else which will be smallest? C is the smallest. C is the smallest. We are just starting here. Is it false? That means A is smaller than B. Just we have to compare with C. We are comparing A with C now, and A is smaller than C too. That means A is the smallest. But if it is not, if it is false, means then C is the smallest. So here we taken care of this in this body. It is both are taken care. If somebody enters in this body, taken care. Elif also we are taken care. Okay. Now let us see. Here it fails. Is A greater than B? Fails. If it fails means what? If it fails means A is smaller. A is smaller. You just have to say A is smaller. Now here we are checking. As of now, this A is smaller. A is smaller than B. Okay, established fact. Now we are checking whether B is greater than C. Is B greater than C? We are checking. If B is greater than C, if this is also failing, okay, what is the meaning? B is smaller than C. B is smaller than C. This is established from here, but here B is bigger than A. Then which is the smallest? A is the smallest. This is else part. If it comes to this else part. I will explain again. Say this is false. Let us assume this is false. So as of now, which is smaller? A. A is smaller compared to B. Okay. Now B is bigger. Now it is false. Now we are here. This is also false. Then which is smaller? Because this is false means B is smaller than C. B is smaller than C. That's a fact. Here A is smaller than B. Here B is smaller than C. So which is smallest? A is smallest. It is like this. A less than B less than C. So when it comes to this part, it is like this: A less than B less than C. This is the case. Then only it will come here. Then there is no need to check. We just directly print A is the smallest and C is the biggest. This is the way we can do. I'll delete this. Okay. So you just have to go one by one into the body and you can print. You can try with the first smallest, or you can try with the greatest. Then you try to integrate. If you are starting, just try to print which is the biggest of three numbers. Then you try to print the biggest of smallest of three numbers. You can try the logic separately also. There is no need to put everything all together. You can try it in separate way also. Okay. I hope you understood. Thank you for watching.